These are the people building the future of Africa. 10 African tech founders are on the table. They've raised over $200 million, but no single black African. In fact, just one African total, Benji from Tanzania.
Today, I want to have some commentary over Larry Madowo's concern about those building the future of tech in Africa. Larry Madowo is a CNN journalist who's done extensive job in Africa and other parts of the world. That video, I saw it on LinkedIn too. Some guys came together to raise over $200 million, and they said they're building the future of Africa technology. Just one African, Tanzanian, who is not even black African. Why this is laughable to me, I also received this with mixed feelings. You know, when I talked about Ibrahim Traore the other time, people came at me. People sent me messages in my inbox, and they tried to hold conversation. They go, oh, you are the sellout for the West. I have looked at things deeply, owing to the fact that Ibrahim Traore had said he was mirroring the late Captain Thomas Sankara, whose pattern of leadership was completely different from this young man, whom also embraced Moscow, just the same way he has embraced Moscow, with different results. The argument I have today is about young people in Africa being too emotional, refusing to look beyond the populist movements, owing to the fact that we want to always hold on to conspiracy theories, hold other people responsible for the development, blame the West, blame every other person except us. Do you think young people in Africa cannot raise $200 million to build the future of Africa? I don't think so. Do you think these young people don't have an idea of what Africa's economy will be by 2030? But those who are thinking for Africa, those who are looking at the big picture, the market expansion, the growth, are largely not from Africa. But this does not even bother us, because we are fixated on somebody somewhere, somebody whose works we cannot validate beyond the social media, somebody who is leading not through a democratically elected system or any acceptable form of governance. Because I continue to say that military dictatorship is not the best form of government. Neither have I also told you that democracy is the best form of government either. But future of Africa has been built by somebody else. Future of Africa has been built when Africans are not on the same table. Future of Africa, data security, privacy is in the hands of other people. Do you not see why Africa can never move forward if we're not careful? And we come back the next day to blame somebody else. And this is one of the reasons why I don't hold similar opinion with a lot of you. It may hurt you, but it's the truth. Africa's future has been built by young people from other parts of the world. But just one African, whose parents are originally not from Africa, is on that table. It is a shame that Africa and the rest of the black population continues to blame everybody except themselves. I'm not part of that. I won't be part of such conspiracy. You could say anything for all you care, but that's the truth. I also won't blame these young men. They saw market, they saw potential for growth, for expansion, sustainability, and takeover. Life abhors vacuum. And that's what they're doing there. But Africans are fixated on conspiracy theories. Burkina Faso, Harikana Chombori, that woman who fell out with those whom she was in bed with. She lost out on being the chairperson of AU, and she became anti-West, living in America, built successful businesses, and she became successful even in the West. But because she fell apart with them, she became an advocate, a strong advocate of Africa, telling all sorts of lies. I say lies because she did claim that Niger, after chasing France away, was able to raise about $300 billion from uranium, in excess of $299 billion as against the $1 billion we were generating in the past. You and I know that this is not true. Imagine what Niger would do with $300 billion if they had such in their economy. Nigeria or no other country within the sub-region of Africa would even compete with them. The same thing we listen to PLO Lumumba and other people. But we forget the fact that we started our journey primarily with countries like South Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. But where are they today? They have left us behind. Completely left Nigeria behind. Not because we can't compete, but because we've lost focus. We've become lazy. We've become chief conspirators, and we believe in conspiracies, religion, and everything that has held us down. We have abandoned rational thinking. Nobody thinks about building for the next generation. Everybody's thinking of how do we loot? And this is the problem of Africa today. I'm not angry with what these guys are doing. I don't blame them, but the focus should rather be on us. We have a lot of young Africans who have a lot of money. What are they doing with that money? Beyond building palatial mansions and showcasing how much wealth they owe, how many times have young Africans come together to say, let's build something? to consolidate and create market and create opportunities. Africans don't do that. We rather compete amongst ourselves. We rather fight ourselves and blame others except us. If 10 Africans come together today, particularly Nigerians, and put, let's say, 10 million naira together, don't know how far that will go. If we invest in a venture that is lucrative, that makes sense, we don't know what we will do. We don't know how much impact we will make, but we can rather invest in drinking, sitting down and discussing trivial and irrelevant issues. These guys are not discussing that. They are seeing the beautiful prospects in Africa. Africa's economy in 2030 will be something else, and they're already thinking for you people. At the end of the day, we will consume and blame the West. The West has never been our problem. The problem we have is our leaders. Because I believe if the West says do this or give that, and we have leadership that knows where it wants to focus and refocus its continent, we definitely will be in a better space. But I continue to say the West is not our problem. We are our problems. We select the kind of leadership we want, and those leaders have different priorities. This picture should give us a mental image of what will happen in future. Our children will work for these people. Get their CVs, go to schools, have that their conventional 4-year degree to go look for jobs, working for these people. And they are the bottom, the downline of the value chain. Africa can never compete like this. Africa can never move forward like this. A continent that the biggest industry is religion, Islam and Christianity, can never compete like this. I have no problem with religions. I'm not saying people shouldn't be religious, but we have replaced the place of hard work with religion. Religion has become a business. Only few who are the big preachers and big auditorium owners are the beneficiaries with their families. And this is why we will continue to be where we shouldn't be. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'd love to read from you about what's happening here. And I hope to see you in the next video.